Greetings everyone and welcome to week 10 of season 1 2025 here at GoRacing Sim League. I'm Skippy McThrottle and as always I am joined by the vexatious Billy Ray Burnout.
Vexatious, what the hell is that? The word of the day? I am assuming it means sexy.
Yeah, sure, I just called you sexy. Anyways, this week the GoRacing Sim League is racing in sunny California at the Long Beach Street Circuit. Hey sexy, can you tell us a little about the track?
Damn right I can. Sexy like this should come with a warning label. The Long Beach Street Circuit is a legendary temporary track that winds through the streets of downtown Long Beach, California. Measuring about 1.968 miles long with 11 turns, it combines tight corners, fast straights, and minimal runoff areas, making it both thrilling and unforgiving. Set against a backdrop of palm trees, the Pacific Ocean, and urban scenery, it's known for its bumpy surface and hairpin final turn leading to a long front straight. It's hosted everything from Formula One to IndyCar and is a crown jewel of American street racing.
Thanks. And before we get started, I would like to welcome Julie from our primary sponsor, julieventures.com. She is absolutely not vexatious and will be helping in the pits.
You don't have to take that crap, Julie. I got HR's number if you want it.
I bet you do, Billy Ray. No, I'm sure you do.
All right, let's get this party started. The pace car is moving and the drivers are starting their pace lap. Before we start the race, let's look at the qualifying results. I know it's hard to believe, but once again, Sam Buck set the fastest qualifying lap with a lap time of 1 minute 18.726 seconds. He was the only driver in the 18s.
Well, paint me purple and toss me in a bouncy castle. What in the flying flapjacks? What a shock. Again? Geez.
Before we begin, Billy Ray, do you have some stats for us?
Yes, this has been a very popular track with the league as they have raced here 9 times in total.
That is true, and it has not always been in GT3 cars. Out of the 9 races, Chris Miller has the most wins with 5. Michael Blackner, Sam Buck, Brandon Harrison, and Ed Adams have also posted victories at this track.
A couple of drivers to also keep your eye on during this race is Brandon Harrison, as he has finished in the top 5 here 80% of the time, and Derek Wynn with a top 5 percentage of 67%.
Another driver to watch is John Enriquez. He has the highest in average position change at this track with an average improvement each race of plus 5.2 positions.
Don't forget this is also an official IMSA race, so the race length is extended to 1 hour and 20 minutes and it counts towards both the Season 1 championship and the IMSA year-long championship.
And the green flag is out and we are racing.
This is the fastest place on the track as this front stretch along Shoreline Drive is the longest straightaway on the track. The cars have to really slow up as they approach turn 1, a tight left turn heading to the fountain.
The fountain turn is one of the most unique turns in racing as the cars drive past the aquarium. This is the tightest area of the track and you can see that everyone is already in a single file line.
Yeah, and turn 5 is a tricky turn because it is basically off camber, making it easy to lose the rear of the car. Jeepers, what did I tell you?
Yep, just as you mentioned, this was an easy turn to lose the rear of the car. Ken Schultz spins and hits the wall pretty hard.
The drivers are now approaching turn 8, a tricky right-hander with walls close on either side.
They get a second to relax down the straightaway before getting to turns 9, 10, and 11.
Yeah, this is a complex combination of curves leading into the final part of the lap. The final few turns are technical, requiring braking and throttle control, making it difficult to get a good exit for the final straight. The last corner before the main straight is very important. If a driver has not got the exit right here, they'll struggle to achieve a fast lap time as the next section is a critical place for gaining time.
On lap 2, it looks like Kevin Banks hits the tire barrier in turn 8.
Yeah, and it looks like his car is driving wonky. It does not want to go straight. Holy crap, that was ugly.
Wow, he bounced off the wall right back into traffic. Let's look at this again.
At first, I thought he hit the tire barrier flat, but from this view, it appears his left front hit first. You can see his wheel is no longer pointing straight, and when he gets back on the throttle, the car goes crazy and he loses control.
poor Matt Cushion. He had nowhere to go, and it looks like this damaged his nose pretty bad.
I'd say so. That track's got more loose parts on it than a back alley boob job. Man, look at all those parts flying as Frank Appa avoids the wreck.
Matt Cushion is bringing the car in for repairs. The good news is he has one fast repair, but this is going to hurt his chances for a strong finish.
10 laps in, and Sam Buck has a 9-second lead over the second-place car of Kerry Cantera.
And Chris Payne is in 10th place and leading the amateur class, but Daniel Sheffer is putting some serious pressure on him. Talking about pressure, Kevin Rupert and John Enriquez are in a tight battle for the overall points lead in the amateur series, and John is pushing hard to pass Kevin.
Yeah, they have been nose to tail for most of the race.
Is that your favorite position, nose to tail?
Please hush. Every time you open your mouth, I lose brain cells. And on lap 14, John smacks the tyre barrier on the exit of 5. The car looks to be okay though.
Look at this awesome racing. 16 laps in, and you could toss a blanket over the cars of Mike Watts, Chris Payne, Daniel Sheffer, and Brandon Harrison.
Word. That's some good stuff, dude.
Word? What does that even mean? You've been hitting that jazz cabbage again?
Lap 17 and Lane Allen clips the tyre barrier exiting turn 5.
Looks like he lost his left mirror. Just call him One Mirror Willie. You know, like One-Eyed Willie.
You know that if you have to explain the joke, it's a shitty joke.
Well, I'm not perfect, but I am a solid reminder that others could try harder.
Looks like there was a little contact with Lewis Lockshine and Matt Cushion. Matt is a lap down due to the damage from lap 2, but it is the passing driver's responsibility to make a clean pass.
Yeah, I would have waited for the straightaway just around the next corner to make that move. Less risky.
Kerry Cantera is having a strong race and is currently in second place.
Kerry has had a great season so far. His only problem is Lewis and Sam have both been so strong this season.
Yeah, I think Lewis and Sam have a flux capacitor hidden somewhere in their cars. Speaking of Sam, lap 20, and he still has a 9-second lead over Kerry, and Chris Payne continues to lead the amateur class as he is now running in 9th position overall.
Guys, I am hearing that some drivers think it might be possible to make it on one pit stop only. Lewis is the first of the leaders to pit here on lap 22. This means he is committed to a 2-stop race.
Thanks, Julie. It appears we have an odd incident here on lap 24 between Daniel Sheffer and Chris Payne.
Yeah, it looks like Daniel's car died going down the straightaway, and Chris had no idea and rammed him pretty hard right before turn 6.
Chris has radioed his pit crew that his nose is damaged and he will be pitting to get a new nose put on his car. It's only lap 24, so this means he will have to stop one more time to make it to the end of the race.
This could be big as he was currently leading the amateur class. I'll be interested to see if he can maintain his lead.
And now the leader of the race, Sam Buck, is pitting on lap 28. Julie, can he make it to the end from here?
It's going to be close. The number I am hearing is lap 29 or 30 is more realistic.
And check this out. Lewis gets to Sam just as Sam is exiting the pits. Looks like Sam was able to get out just in front of Lewis. This is big as these two are currently in a tight battle for the Pro Series lead in points.
Lap 29, and Kerry pulls into the pits, but Shane Papala stays out for another lap. This means he will be pitting on lap 30, and this tells me he is going to try and make this a one-stop race.
Man, I don't know. It's going to be close. Lap 30, and after pitting, Sam Buck is still in the lead with Lewis Lockshine about 2.5 seconds behind. And even after the incident a few laps ago, Chris Payne was able to maintain the amateur lead, but he did lose a few spots overall on the track and is running in 11th.
Oh, and on lap 30 lane, Allen had a hard crash going into turn 8.
I blame it on the lack of a left side mirror. Yep, I'm right. Look at that. No mirror on his left side, and that caused his car to push going into the turn, and bam! Bye-bye, Corvette.
I spoke with Shane's crew chief, Smokey Lugnut, and this is going to be his only stop.
It's going to be interesting as we see his competition Louis Lockshine and Kerry Cantera both pitting around lap 35.
Yeah, and on lap 40 we see the leader Sam Buck pitting. I wonder if he will be able to make it out of the pits before Shane passes him.
Well, there's your answer. Shane is now leading the race due to his pit strategy. It's going to be tough to keep Sam behind him.
Yeah, he has a decent lead, but I am guessing he will have to save some fuel during this run. And Chris Payne is still leading the amateur class on lap 40 and has improved his overall position to 8th.
And on lap 42, we have a scary incident between Logan Davis and Kevin Banks. Kevin was laps down due to the incident on lap 2, but I am not sure what happened here. It looks like Kevin slowed down more than Logan was expecting him to.
Yeah, I think Kevin slowed early, thinking Logan was going to make a passing move to the inside.
Whatever the reason, he got nailed harder than a groupie in the team trailer. He took it like a backdoor entry. No warning, no lube.
Okay, stop. Just stop. Lap 45, and we have a good battle between Brandon Harrison and Mike Watts.
You can see Brandon makes a move going into turn 9 and gets the position, but Mike does not go down without a fight. He tries to get under him in 11, but he does not have enough drive off to get back in front of Brandon.
Lap 46, and Sam has caught Shane and makes a move going into turn 1 for the lead.
Shane did a good job holding him off and led 7 laps. In the last 4 races, not counting this one, Sam has led all but 2 laps, so it's impressive that Shane was able to lead 7 today. While Shane and Sam were entering turn 1 side by side, Chris Payne was exiting the pits and had to hold up for them to pass. This is big as it slowed him down enough for Kevin Rupert to pass him for the amateur class lead.
And we have a great battle for 8th position between Frank Aper, Brandon Harrison and Mike Watts. Brandon makes a move on Frank and passes him, but overdrives the fountain turn. Brandon and Frank touch and spin out.
Well, actually, Frank spun out and Brandon just stopped for a second. Tough deal for Frank as he was leading the amateur class at that point. Let's check the incident from inside Watt's car. He's like, "Thank you very much. I'll take 2 positions in 1 turn."
And you can see that Frank lost his rear spoiler in that accident. You absolutely cannot drive the Porsche without a rear spoiler, and he spins again. And for the 3rd time in 3 races, Sam Buck is your Pro Series winner.
Yeah, the other pro drivers need to step it up, and we can see that the fuel strategy paid off for Shane Papala as he was able to finish 2nd.
And after a series of misfortunate events to Chris Payne and Frank Apper, Kevin Rupert was able to win the amateur class with a 10th place finish. Let's quickly look at the top 10 of the race. Sam Buck with the victory, Shane Papala with his best finish of the season in 2nd, and Louis Lockshine rounding out the top 3. Kerry Cantera with another solid run in 4th, and Logan Davis in 5th. Ed Adams finishes 6th, Mike Watts 7th, Brandon Harrison gets 8th, Mikey Fredrickson 9th, and Kevin Rupert rounds out the top 10.
All right, let's take a look at the pro and amateur standings. Sam Buck has an 8-point lead over Louis Lockshine for the pro lead, with Kerry Cantera, Mikey Fredrickson, and Shane Papala rounding out the top 5. In the amateur series, Kevin Rupert slightly extends his lead on John Enriquez to 6 points. Chris Payne is in 3rd, Daniel Sheffer 4th, and Ken Schultz is 5th.
Next week, GoRacing Sim League heads to Mid-Ohio for the next to the last race of the season. I'm hearing the weather forecast is a little iffy in terms of rain. Thanks for watching. I'm Skippy McThrottle.
And I'm the vexatious Billy Ray Burnout. Word to your mama.